Hi, welcome to our first class of Feel Good February 3. So I'm so delighted to be back again. It's been amazing seeing all of the repeat customers keep coming back every single year. So well done to yourselves for gifting yourself the lovely 28 days of well-being. And welcome to all of the newbies. So to those new people joining us, you've got access to 200 videos in our library, on the Yoga Lodge library, that you're more than welcome to go through, have a little play around with, pick some different videos. Do as many as you want to do during the month, that's absolutely fine. But you will be emailed every single day one video to your inbox, and it'll be a range of different things. So you'll have HIIT yoga, vinyasa flows, slow flows, all sorts of bits and bobs. So if you just want to wait to have it delivered to your inbox, please feel free to do that. It's easy peasy. You just click the link and the video opens. Okay. Today's class, just to welcome everybody, is part of the Wellness Wednesday classes. So you are going to need well, I'm using a bolster. Lots of you probably won't have a bolster at home, so you can just use a cushion, a large cushion or a stack of cushions. Sometimes it's quite a good idea to get quite a big towel and roll it up and then sit some pillows on top of that. So we're going to spend a few moments going through some pranayama, which is our breath work, our yogic breath. And the particular style of breath work that we're going to go through is one that's called Ujjayi breath. And the reason we are going to go through that today is because Ujjayi breath is our breath style that we use when transitioning through poses within yoga. So we're going to have a little practice of that breathing style, and then we're just going to come into a classic Shavasana pose to end. So it's a very short class, this one, for our Wellness Wednesday. And it'll help you just to understand how to breathe throughout the rest of the classes and how we end the classes in a lovely restorative pose. Okay. Ujjayi breath, it is a calming breath style, and it also encompasses an energizing breath style with it as well. So we generally class the inhale breath as our energizing flow. So that is what we do. We take a deep inhale as we're about to do some form of exercise, and as we work more deeply into the exercise, we more erratically breathe in to fire up into that energizing position. The exhale breath is what we class as our calming breath. So in terms of the science of it, the inhale is our sympathetic nervous system. So that is our fight and flight. So you breathe more erratically, inhaling fastly and rapidly when we're going to engage in fight and flight. Our exhale breath, which is part of our parasympathetic nervous system, is working with the exact opposite of that. So it's working with our rest and restore, our calming breathing, okay? So when we're transitioning through poses, we like to lengthen through the exhale breath, because that is what helps us to trigger our rest and restore. And obviously at the end of the day, our main focus throughout all of our yoga practice is the breath. It's all about that exhale breath. It's all about finding our inner peace, our inner calm, and that little space of silence. So that's what we want to find. The inner peace, the inner calm, that silence. Okay. We're going to do a little bit of breath work now. I'd like you to take a seat on your props. You can sit legs crossed, sit straddling like I am, sit with the legs extended out. So just find a position that's comfortable for you and sit tall through the spine, closing off the eyes. So taking a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Taking another deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. This time, taking a deep inhale through the nose, draw the shoulders tightly up to the ears. And as we exhale sharply, drop the shoulders. Final time, deep inhale through the nose, draw the shoulders tightly up to the ears. And as we exhale sharply, drop the shoulders. Allowing your natural rate or your natural rhythm of breath to ensue. And turning the palms of the hands to face upwards if they're not already doing so. So resting the backs of the hands on the backs of the legs. An open palm being a gesture of surrender. So surrendering to this practice and all of its healing properties and benefits. So for now, I would like you to mindfully place yourself in this very moment. So by that, I mean connecting to everything that's taking place around you. So focusing on your sense of hearing, what can you hear? The clock ticking, the washing machine in another room. Maybe you can hear the wind howling past the building. My voice. Maybe you have some nice music on in the background. So I'd like you to allow your range of hearing to just flit between all of the sounds that are surrounding you in this present moment. And then bringing your focus to the breath. Just for now, simply noticing the breath. Simply noticing that you are breathing. Maybe you recognize that very simple, gentle rise and fall of the chest. Maybe your shoulders have a gentle rise and fall to them every time you inhale and exhale. And then I'd like you to start to lengthen through the inhale and the exhale breath, maintaining it through the nose. So slow, deep inhales. And lengthened exhales. Slow, deep inhales. And lengthened exhales. Breathing all the way in and all the way out. Breathing all the way in and all the way out. Fully inhaling and fully exhaling. Breathing all the way in and all the way out. Slow, deep inhales and lengthened exhales. Breathing all the way in and all the way out. Fully inhaling and fully exhaling. Breathing all the way in and all the way out. Slow, deep inhales and lengthened exhales. 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 And making that your final deep inhale and lengthened exhale. And just allowing your natural rate of breath to resume. Taking the hands to prayer position at heart center, just fluttering open the eyes, bowing the head, namaste. So we're going to come into a little practice now of our Ujjayi breath. So I touched on at the start of the class that this is both a calming and an energizing breath. And the reason for that is it focuses on those slow, deep inhales and lengthened exhales like we've just been practicing there. But the exhale breath, we push from the back of the throat. So we exit through the nostrils still, but it's pushed from the back of the throat. And we're going to have a little practice at this today. I'd like you to imagine you're about to fog a mirror. So there's a mirror in front of you, or you've got your mirror in your hand. And as we have all done as a child, we've fogged the mirror and drawn in it. So you kind of go, it's that kind of push from the back of the throat. So fogging your mirror in your hand, it's that force, that extra exert of breath from the back of the throat. So what we do with our Ujjayi breath is we maintain it through the nose. So practicing our fogging of the mirror, but then doing it with the mouth closed. I don't know whether this is picking up on the mic. I'm just going to hold the mic a little bit closer. So it's this real force of energy. So we take our slow, deep inhales and then lengthened exhale from the back of the throat. So I'm hoping that's picking up on the mic. It's also known as ocean breath because it makes the sound of the ocean from the back of the throat. And transitioning through our poses, so in the future classes, for example, we'll come into our warrior positioning. We may breathe, inhale, arms come up, and as we exhale, transition into a different position. So I'm hoping that's kind of picked up on the mic, I was trying to obviously exaggerate the breath work there. But that is our Ujjayi breath. So coming back down to a seated position, if you did stand up at that point, we're just going to have a little go at that. So taking a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. I'd like you to place your mirror in front of you, your imaginary mirror, and just begin fogging the mirror. And then closing the mouth, we're going to try to lengthen that exhale breath. So it's quite dynamic within your abdominal muscles, that control of the breath. So working with that lengthened inhale and lengthened exhale breath, it really does help to work on calming the mind, focusing the mind. So transitioning through some of the poses where some of them might be quite taxing, it does help to calm us in that position. A little bit like childbirth. Don't like to throw that one out there too loosely, but because we all know childbirth is really, really painful and really hard. But if you can focus on the breath and breathe through the pain, it does help. But also then that deep inhale and that energizing force of the exhale breath helps us to transition into some of the more forceful poses. So I hope that's helped you out for a little bit there. We're now going to come into one of my favourite relaxation positions, and we're just going to come into a nice grounding Shavasana with a prop. So you can lay your stack of cushions that you've got there, your pile of pillows or whatever it is that you've got that you're using as a prop. Maybe you have a bolster. And we're going to come down to a seated position at the bottom. Now you can take it's called Baddha Konasana, a butterfly pose, by taking the soles of the feet together and allowing the knees to fall out to the sides. So you've got an option to take that position with the legs. You can take straddle pose, so just have the legs extending out in front of you. Or you can take an active rest, which is to have the feet about hip distance apart and allow the knees to fall inwards. And what we're going to do is recline back over the bolster. So it's a lovely deep stretch into the lower back there. But obviously, if any of you have quite a delicate lower back, some of these positions might be too much for you. So if you have a delicate lower back, I would recommend the knees bent and allowing the knees to fall inwards and meet, okay? Another option for you is to stack the pillows and the bolsters higher underneath the head so that you're kind of a little bit more upright. But if you're fine with this an extreme back bend over the bolster, then please feel free to take this option. So we're going to allow the palms of the hands to place flat upwards, backs of the hands placing flat on the floor either side of the body. If you struggle with anxiety, stress, trauma, any forms of worry, for some people, having the chest exposed with the arms down the sides can be a little bit excessive for them. So feel free to interlace the hands and place them on the belly, which is quite a nurturing position. Closing off the eyes if you haven't done so already. Taking a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Allowing the back body to melt into the prop beneath you. Allowing the front body to melt into the back body. Noticing the back of the head nestled comfortably in the pillows beneath you. The shoulder blades wrapping round the prop below you. The gentle curve of the spine around the bottom of the bolster. The connection the hips make with the earth beneath you. And any areas of contact the legs have made, depending on which variation of the position you've made. Allowing yourself to sink into stillness. We're going to leave this practice here now. Please feel free to remain exactly where you are if your body feels like it needs a little bit longer in its peace and calm and stillness of the mind. Thank you so much for joining me on today's practice, our first practice of Feel Good February 3. See you on the mat tomorrow. Bye now.